Hey everyone, welcome back to our Crypto Talk show. Today we have a super exciting guest with us, Tobias Adler, the brilliant mind behind Nuco.Cloud. Tobias is here to dive into the revolutionary world of decentralized cloud computing and how Nuco.Cloud is shaking things up by making high-powered computing more accessible and affordable for everyone. So grab your seats because this is going to be an insightful conversation you won't want to miss out on. So, hello, welcome to the our Crypto Talk show, Tobias. How are you doing today?
Hello. Yeah, all good. So yeah, stressful, but I think that's normal if you have a crypto startup. So
Yeah, I mean that's the bare minimum. So, yes, moving on. I'll start off with a light question, a question about you and your background, because obviously people would want to know who Tobias is as a person, right? So, can you tell us a bit more about your background and how you got involved in the crypto space?
yeah, I got involved very early in the crypto space. I found Bitcoin in I think August 2012 already.
Oh,
Sadly, I didn't buy any Bitcoin. So I bought a Bitcoin ASIC miner, and yeah, that was it for the beginning. And yeah, didn't go that well like expected. But without this, I wouldn't have the idea for Nuco.Cloud. Yeah, the idea to Nuco.Cloud came. I developed an expert advisor for stock trading, forex, normal stocks, and yeah, to do the backtest and the optimization of this, because an expert advisor can work pretty well if you have the right configuration. If not, then it's not a profit, it's a loss. And I needed so much computing power to do this, and there was just no affordable solution on the market. The only capable solution was Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Computing, Amazon Web Services, in short AWS. But that was it, and it was just too expensive. Just to say a rough number, a couple of rough numbers. 128 CPU cores on Amazon were about 60,000 euros per month, and yeah, so just not affordable. And then I had the idea how we can use the unused computing power in crypto, like in Bitcoin or ETH mining. It took a couple of years till we found the solution, and this was folding at home from the Stanford University and Boeing from the Berkeley University. And this is a part of the technical basis of Nuco.Cloud Go.
All right, that's nice.
So I'm in crypto since a couple of years, and I've seen many bull markets, many bear markets, many range trading markets. So yeah, let's say that this way. When most of people are panicking, I'm just thinking, okay, that's just normal in crypto.
Yeah, like when you have seen a lot in the past, so you don't panic. So that makes sense. And like you've been here for a long while in the crypto space. So yeah, you came up with Nuco.Cloud. Also, we'll dive deep into that with the coming questions. So yeah, it was good to hear from you, Tobias. And yeah, Sahil, we can move on with the next question.
Yeah, thank you, Tobias, for the information about your background and all. So we also ran an application. We it's still in the pause, but we ran an application on AWS a couple of years ago. And as you said, the server costs sometimes were just ridiculous. Is the word that comes to mind when we talk about server costs, right? So that served as input for you to develop Nuco.Cloud, right? So far, we have researched about Nuco.Cloud for months and months, right? We know what it is, what benefits do you all bring. But for someone who's hearing about it for the first time through this show, could you give us an overview of what Nuco.Cloud is, what do you offer, and most importantly, how do you separate yourselves from these Microsoft Azures and GCPs and AWSs of the world?
So yeah, where do I start? We have three products. So the one I spoke before about, that's Nuco.Cloud Go. You can spend your unused computing power from your gaming computer when you are at work, in the office, from your office computer when you are at home. In the future, also from your smartphones. That's the plan. And there's just so much unused computing power just sitting idle out there in the world. I mean, everybody has a smartphone. nearly most of the people have even a small or even an old laptop or an old computer, and they can create a passive income through this. And we combine these unused computing power resources into one big server cluster. That's Nuco.Cloud Go. Then there's also Nuco.Cloud Pro, which is live since the 1st of August now finally. So our first working product. Of course, at the moment, it's an MVP, of course. So we just started. We will implement additional features, additional framework, and so on in the next time. And then the main difference between Nuco.Cloud Go and Pro is the computing power in Pro comes just from professional data centers. So with ISO certification, different levels of data privacy, and so on, because industrial customers want this and they need this because of their compliance rules. And at the moment, we have already onboarded 21 data centers worldwide. So you can choose between a server for $5 per month up to a big virtual workstation for $21,000 with 8 A100 GPU, NVIDIA GPU graphic cards. And then what we are also working on at the moment, that's Nuco.Cloud Skynet. That's the combination of Nuco.Cloud Go and Nuco.Cloud Pro. And this will be the first decentralized mesh hyperscaler. So the contribution technology of Go combined with only professional computing resources from professional data centers. And this enables us to build the first decentralized mesh hyperscaler. So as you know, maybe AWS, they are so-called hyperscalers. If you have enough money, you can rent a 1 million GPU server cluster. But of course, it's very expensive. You know how much Microsoft invested in ChatGPT or in OpenAI. I think 60% something was not money. This was cloud computing resources from the Microsoft Azure cloud. So and it's to compare it to the normal internet. I think AI at the moment it's like the internet at the beginning of the 90s. So we are still very early, and it will be much more in the future. And they need computing power.
Yeah, agreed. So AI, as you mentioned, this was when Microsoft put in the money, not the money, but the computing power they put in through Azure, right, in ChatGPT. So would you say amongst your products right now, Go and Pro, which are live right now, right? Pro in the MVP. So is target audience the main separation of concern between these two? So Go probably for the startups and solopreneurs or researchers, and Pro for the enterprises. Is that the differentiation factor in your mind when you build these products?
Nearly. So Pro is, if you just need a single server, then Pro is the right product for you. Doesn't matter if you want to host your website on this, if you need a server for just development, or if you need a bigger server for rendering or machine learning, then Nuco.Cloud Pro is your product. We will implement another feature. So at the moment, it's just predefined configurations of the servers, but we will implement a feature very soon where you can where you have some sliders. You can set individual machines. So, for example, you need, let's say, 8, 10, 12 GPUs, but only two CPU cores. You can do this. You can be totally flexible with this feature. Then for Nuco.Cloud Go, Skynet is more the competitor to Go. So Go is for the smaller customers who don't care so much about ISO certification, but more about price. Then Nuco.Cloud Go is the right product. If you are a big enterprise with your compliance rules, your ISO certification requirements, and so on, then Skynet will be the right product.
Got it. So Skynet is bringing the best out of both the worlds into a single product.
Exactly. Skynet will be our flagship product.
Got it.
That's great. And yeah, to Tobias, you guys recently released Nuco.Cloud Pro, and a very big congratulations on that. And like my next question was based on
Thanks.
that itself. Like, what is your target audience with the Pro? But you've already answered it in such a great way. So yeah, we'll move forward. And talking about you know taking a little detour, like Nuco.Cloud is based in Germany. So and from what we know, it was the first blockchain project to get a grant from the German government, right? But lately, as we all know, Europe, especially Germany and France, with the selling of bitcoins and worth of bitcoins, and also with the arrest of Pavel, doesn't seem it has much confidence in the industry or what. So could you tell us about the situation of crypto in Germany and Europe as a whole?
So yeah, you mentioned our first. You mentioned our government grants. We got two in the meantime. We are working at on a third one for this. So just from this for crypto startups, if you have the right government grant consulting agency, it's perfect. You can get government grants for the development. And you mentioned the selling of the from the German BKA and from the sized Bitcoin. It's very interesting because most people just think, yeah, the German government just dropped the Bitcoin because they want to make profit. No, the problem is they had to do it because of the German law. So when the German government or the German police is sizing anything, doesn't matter if this is a car, if this is Bitcoin, a house, doesn't matter, and there is a risk that the sized asset would drop significantly in price. They have to drop it because of the law. This is, I think, in paragraph, I searched for it, 111p of the Code of the Criminal Procedure. So they had to do it, but it was interesting because they started selling at the 19th of June when we had the Bitcoin price of, let me see my notes, of $58,976, and then we had a drop to $53,000, roughly $5,500, and then the end of the selling from the German government of the Bitcoin was at the 13th of July, and it was already all again at $85,500. So just a short drop, and that was it. And yeah, had not that much impact, in my opinion, especially when we are in the bear market since April. So of course it was a lot. I think 50,000 Bitcoin for $2.8 billion, of course. But yeah, I think there were enough people who would just bought the dip.
All right.
And sorry, sorry. You also mentioned the arrest of Pavel Durov, the founder of Telegram. It's interesting because most people think the Ton coin is still related to Telegram. No, it's not. They separate. I think Pavel Durov left or separated Telegram from the Ton coin at the 12th of May 2020 already. So it's just the name, but definitely no connection. So it's interesting that most people think they are still connected, and then when Pavel Durov was arrested, Ton dropped, I think, 12 or 13%, something like that. Yeah, but without any reason. So even when it still has the name Ton, which was I think original Telegram not open network, I think. No connection. Doesn't matter.
I think it's more about the news in the industry, is it not? In the crypto industry, it is mostly about how people play to the news. How true is the news? How deep is the information in that news? I don't think there are a lot of people who get into the depths. As you mentioned, even I was not aware of the German law regarding the volatile assets. But again, we only see what is fed to us through the news, and sometimes it is what it is. Right? So anyway, coming back to Nuco.Cloud, There's a question I wanted to ask regarding the entire industry of decentralized computing power in general, right? As we discussed a couple of questions ago, AI technologies, ever since ChatGPT has come out a couple of years ago, the demand for GPU and CPU power has, I think, skyrocketed. NVIDIA becoming the largest company in terms of market cap in the world out of that, right? What do you think the future of this computing power industry is, especially the decentralized computing power industry, come 4 or 5 years? Where do you see the industry as a whole going?
So we have some information about this also in our light paper, which is visible on the website. And of course, we did some market research. Beginning of 2020 or in 2020, beginning of the of COVID-19, when everybody was in the home office, video meetings started, and the worldwide revenue of cloud computing was, I think, $120 billion. And then the AI boom came and so on. And we found a study of markets.com. You can review this study on the link is in our light paper in a footnote. And they're expecting a growth of the whole cloud computing market worldwide in 2027 up to $1,240 billion in revenue. So, and the study came out before the whole AI boom, so it will be even more. And it's a number like that if you put it in your calculator. So yeah, a big cake for all. It doesn't matter. And Amazon, I think they have 35% market share, and Amazon is making 75% of their profit from their cloud, but only 20% of their revenue. So yeah, I think the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, I was saying that, probably I've read those, papers as well, and I've seen the future growth, expected future growth of, decentralized computing. And like when you combine, these two narratives of decentralized computing and artificial intelligence, you have a long way to go in this decade, because the demand for both of these things have been rising, as we can see from various projects. We can see the render network, we can see the Octaspace. They're also playing along these lines. They're also trying to give the virtual rendering services, which I know Nuco.Cloud also provides, right? So yes, we're playing along those lines of artificial intelligence and decentralized computing with the rendering part, with the Tobias, I would really love to know. I would really go off script right now and ask you about how Nuco.Cloud works with these virtual rendering services, and what it has to offer, and how it is different from the other players in the market. I would really love to know that.
So we are a very old crypto project. Maybe we are small, but we are very old. Nuco.Cloud started in 2018, so very old compared to our competitors, or to most of them. In 2024, we are seeing so many cloud computing aggregators out there. Some with a working product, most of them with not yet with a working product. And I definitely hope everybody of them will get a working product in the near future. And what separates us is we are not just another cloud computing aggregator. I think we got 50 or something like that, if I counted it correct on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. But we want to be the project which brings all of them together under one roof. So doesn't matter if you are aggregator 1, 2, or 3, and they have to collect every miner, every customer, and they can also spend their computing power to us, that we are the wholesaler of this for the customer. They want one single point of entry where they get everything, where they get cloud computing, doesn't matter which part, Go, Pro, Skynet, or even storage. And we already announced a couple of partnerships in the past, and we got more in the pipeline. So my vision is, for the midterm perspective, not for the long term, for the midterm perspective already, that for example, when you think about a sports shoe, you think about Nike. When you think about a smartphone, then you think about an Apple iPhone. My vision is that when you think about cloud computing, you think about Nuco. That the customer comes to us, and we are then we are the wholesaler, and every cloud computing aggregator can contribute their computing power to us. And of course, the customer always gets the best price for his money.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and the vision you have is really alluring. And also, I've read that I guess Nuco.Cloud offers services 90% down than the competitors like AWS and stuff like that. So yeah, if you get the good rates and you're getting everything like a one-stop shop. So what's better than that?
Exactly.
And yeah, like you mentioned, Nuco.Cloud, it has been in the market since 2018, if I'm not wrong. So could you tell us how have you seen the crypto industry changing in front of you over the years? And does that make you more sort of ready for what is about to come up ahead?
So yeah, we've seen a lot of regulations, and in my opinion, regulations are a good thing, of course, if they are not too strict, because it kicks the bad eggs out of the basket. And we've seen so many scamming projects, so many exit scams, hacks, and so on. If the regulation is tight enough, but not so tight that they restrict any inventions, then of course, perfect. Then also the KYC and so on, no problem with this. If you have nothing to hide, yeah, why not stick to regulations? If you have, and I think it will be more because there are still so many, yeah, let's call it black sheeps in crypto. You know what I mean. And if they have the fear of getting caught by the police, by the law, getting to court, of course they will not do it. And we've seen this with FTX, we've seen this with Luna. Yeah, it's good what it is, because so many people spent their money they were working hard for, and just a few got rich. So no, it's the combination of everything that has to work together, the community. And yeah, the less scammers out there, the better for all. So yeah, I'm positive for strict regulation. And yeah, what my advice for the crypto community is: do your research. Does the company go to the website of the company? Do a background research. Do they have a registered company? Do they have an office? Is the team doxed? The whole team or most of the team members. If they are not doxed, why? Do they have a LinkedIn profile? And so on. Do your background research. And if you have any, if you think there's something suspicious, don't buy. That's the best advice I can give to the crypto community.
That's actually the best advice that anyone could give to anyone, because most of the people, they don't even read white papers. They're just throwing their money to projects and all. So is my connection all right?
That the industry needs to work as a positive sum game, right? It is not someone's loss that will result in someone's profit, which is the thought process of a lot of people. And I really like the fact that you mentioned that the cake or the pie is too big for a single player to have, right? Even if there are a lot of decentralized computing power projects, even with the mainstream Web 2, let us call them Web 2, AWS and the Azure and all those. 1140 billion, was it the number that you mentioned?
$1,240 billion in the year 2027.
Yeah, so I
not till then, in 2027.
Oh, in 2027, yes. So I think the number is big enough for a lot of good people and a lot of good projects to have a bite of, right? And the more the projects, I think the problem right now with computing power has always been that AWS in the early days had the monopoly in the industry, right? They tie up customers with their with their $5,000 grants or $1,000 grants that they give. And then it gets very difficult. I read somewhere that transferring data out of Amazon S3 is so costly as compared to just keeping it there that you just cannot escape the ecosystem, just like the Apple ecosystem when it comes to electronics, right? And decentralized computing, I think, goes a long way here to actually benefit the end customer or the end user who's trying to innovate or build something. So I think it's really positive coming from innovators like you or Okta or whoever in the decentralized computing space, because that is what is benefiting the end software developers or startup like us, in fact. Right, Sanjay?
No,
Yep, definitely. And what's also very important, in my opinion, is this sustainability thinking. We just have limited rare metals on our planet Earth, and when they are gone, they are gone. But there's so much unused hardware out there. Why should we produce new devices and new devices and new devices? Doesn't make sense. So if we can use the already existing devices, of course, when you have a 20-year-old computer, it doesn't make any sense. But let's say you're buying a new gaming computer for your ego shooters, for doesn't matter which game. What are you doing with your old one? You put it you put it away, and that's it. But you can already use it for contributing computing power. And the same with old mobile phones. Same principle.
Yes, I think this also, I didn't actually think of it this way so far. This is the first time I'm thinking of sustainability when it comes to decentralized computing power. Because as you mentioned, products like Apple or Samsung, they're removing the charger from the headphone, from the phone set. Again, that also is contributing to the environment, but decentralized computing, because I am guilty of throwing away computers for, like you said, just keeping it away for rotting in the attic, right? I'm guilty. I'm sure we all have been guilty of that before. But this actually makes sense in terms of sustainability of the rare metal on the planet as well.
What I forgot before in the part what separates us from our competitors, it's also as I mentioned, we are the first and I think still the only crypto project in Germany which got government grants. We will also offer this service to our customers. So let's say you are the next OpenAI and you want to get a government grant. You can, we will implement this also in the near future. You insert your company data, why you are innovative, if you are a small business, medium-sized, maybe an enterprise, doesn't matter, into a form. And we will forward this to on our website. We will forward this information to our government grant consulting partner, and they will get you the government grants or help you to get the government grants. And depending on the program, it's 40 to 80% of your invoice paid by the government. For the beginning for Germany, but we will also expand this soon for European customers and hopefully also very soon worldwide. But yeah, it's a little bit complicated, regulations, laws, and you need the right consulting partner for this.
All right, that makes a lot of sense, you know. And speaking of it, so as we all know, we have the Nuco.Cloud Skynet coming up, you know, and all the best for that. And like, would you like to share something about Nuco.Cloud Skynet in particular, like in a brief way to the audience, like what can they expect? Like, I know you all already talked about it, but then yes, a part of what's about to come for Nuco.Cloud.
So, as I said, we got Go, Pro, and Skynet. So, Skynet is just the combination of Go and Pro. And computing power just from professional data centers, but with the contribution technology of Nuco.Cloud Go. And, for example, data center 1 is based in Asia. Data center 2 is based in the United States, and the number 3 in Germany, for example. And you got one server in each data center. You can combine them, or when you need more computing power, you can get a cluster. It doesn't matter where the these data centers sit. So, of course, AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Computing, they are also hyperscalers, but it's just from Amazon. So we can give you a much better price with our solution and offer the same level of security and so on when it's then ready.
Right. I mean, makes sense, and all the best for that, Tobias. So yeah, that more or less, wraps up our conversation today. And thank you, Tobias, for joining us today and shedding light on how Nuco.Cloud is, working and transforming the cloud computing space. And yes, thank you a lot. And do you have something else to say to the community? A few words to the community who are watching you in this video. Like, do you want to address them? Say something to them. You can go ahead.
If you have questions, join our Telegram group, follow us on X. Don't hesitate to ask questions. We are always there to help. And in an advice to the community in general, in the bear market today, don't panic. It goes away. It goes away. The next bull market is just ahead.
That's great. That's great. So, Tobias, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time for sure. And yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.